Hey there everybody, this is Robin with Creative2xmom, and today's video is going to be a really quick one. I don't know about you, but typically when the spring semester hits, my life kind of ramps up and gets busy and crazy. I'm in the part of the year where we are doing a lot of things outside. We had 2 field trips that finally popped up in March because we haven't had field trips for a really long time. We had 2 opportunities that we took advantage of. Spring sports are just ramping up. Things are getting a little busy in my house, and they always do in the spring. So I want to share with you my 5 non-negotiables for those busy homeschool days. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and this is Creative2xmom. This channel is all about homeschooling, parenthood, and thriving in the day-to-day. And we are really focusing on thriving in this busy season. The weather has been gorgeous, and so we have been spending a lot of time outside and just taking advantage of all the opportunities that happen to come along in the spring semester. But that means that academics can sort of get a little crazy this time of year. So I wanted to share with you my 5 non-negotiables for a busy day, whether that is being in the spring semester and things wrapping up, or if that's because you have appointments throughout the day or things that you need to get done. As homeschoolers, I feel like we have days where we just have to really learn a lot of flexibility. So my first non-negotiable for any homeschool day is spending some time outside. That can be something as simple as going out and playing, riding bikes, going for a walk. Maybe in your homeschool that means doing some nature study. We tend to have a lot more, our science tends to be a lot more nature heavy in the spring. We might go study trees or birds or plants or spend time in the garden. I cannot tell you how much being outside just improves our attitude, and it sort of resets our mental capacity. A lot of times if we have a field trip outside of the home, when we come home, my natural tendency is to want to hit the books and do a little bit of catch up, but I find if we spend just a half hour, 45 minutes outside, I don't know, maybe we just have lunch outside and make it a recess type environment in our day, it completely resets us for getting things done in the afternoon. My second non-negotiable, and this will vary family to family, I do like to get some math done every day. And now that doesn't have to mean a formal math lesson. It might just be a page of multiplication. It might be playing a math game online. I think I've shared before some of the math games that we've done, and if so, I will link that video down below. It might mean playing a math game, like an actual board game together. As long as there's some sort of math woven into our day, I feel like we've been successful. My third non-negotiable would be to read something, and this is a really easy one for my younger 2. They love to read. Any sort of downtime we have in our homeschool, they are going to be picking up a book to read. It's a little bit tougher with my older kiddo. He's not as much of a natural reader, but I might just ask them to read something. He really likes nonfiction, and so he will tend to pull out one of his assignments that he's working on because that's something that he would more gravitate toward. He's really into history right now. So finding what your kids enjoy reading and having them read a little bit every day is a way of feeling like, hey, we actually accomplished something today. My fourth non-negotiable would be to learn something. Now that can be a hobby that they're working on. My daughter has been working on her embroidery. That could be an instrument. My boys are learning to play, my youngest is learning to play the piano, my oldest is learning to play the ukulele. It can be watching a documentary. Maybe you've had one of those days that has been so busy that you've just been out of the house and you need some downtime. So maybe turning on a documentary after dinner that night, or learning something from a nonfiction book like I mentioned earlier, or learning to bake something in the kitchen. learning something. It doesn't have to be out of a textbook. It doesn't have to be out of a school book. It can be a life skill. It can be an instrument. It can be a new skill as far as just getting out and learning to ride a bike. Anything that keeps our brain active. And then that moves us into my fifth non-negotiable, and that is to move your body. Always working some sort of PE into our day. Sometimes when we're out and about and we have a quote-unquote busy day, it might be because we went hiking for a field trip and then we've already moved our bodies. Other times it means that we've been sitting in dentist office or doctor's appointments or orthodontist appointments, or even like we did last month, we went to see a play. So we sat for 2.5 hours and my kids just needed to move. So that is a non-negotiable for me on those busy homeschool days, getting out. If it's something as simple as taking a walk together in the evenings as a family and just debriefing from your day, we find that to be so beneficial. Just moving our bodies, it doesn't matter how tired I am in the evening. I will wake up more exhausted if I just sit and rest at the end of a long day, rather than if I just get out and take a walk with the kids or take a bike ride with the kids. I will actually wake up more refreshed the next morning and more ready to go, more focused on learning and academics. So those are my 5 non-negotiables for busy homeschool days. I hope that they help you out in this really busy spring season of life and just busy season of parenthood. Leave me a comment down below and let me know, what are your non-negotiables on those busy days that you just can't fit it all in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.